hello everyone. Hope you're all having a great time. So here we are today to kick off our GCPboleh Season 3. So thanks a lot for joining our webinar today. Yeah, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Amrita, and I'm the lead for GDG Cloud KL. I guess you guys have been seeing me every month. So here is someone I would like to introduce all of you to, someone very special to our community. So Janice, I'll let's get started with your introduction first.
Thanks, Amrita. And I'm sure your community is not sick of seeing you. They're still showing up here. Well, hi everyone. I'm Janice, and if we haven't actually met before in maybe the pre-COVID world, I'm actually I've been in this role for about 3 months now. So I'm the new regional lead for Southeast Asia at Google Developer Ecosystem team. So I'm very, very excited to meet with many of you. I think some of us might have met in the Slack channel already. We've been trying to answer your many questions, but so happy to meet with the team over here in Malaysia. I'm actually based in Singapore, and really dying for the border to open so that I can see everyone again and head over. I've been stuck in this 700 kilometer square island for like 2 years. I miss Malaysia. So everyone, if you're here, maybe in the chat, I can see the chat comments. If you maybe share a little bit about who you are and why you're joining this. Would love to get an understanding of the community here in Kuala Lumpur or
All
Malaysia,
right.
actually.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Janice. First of all, thank you for joining us for this webinar. I think that all of us have been eagerly waiting for the GCP Boleh season 3 to kickstart. So I think like even like at the start of the year, we started receiving messages on our Facebook page asking like, do we have GCP Boleh this time? And yeah, so I'm sure everyone is super excited. So for those of you who are here, as Janice mentioned, do say hi to us so that we get to know you as well. So let's get started with our webinar for today. So
Oh, I
Janice,
see some familiar names in the
yeah,
chat, and actually the person who started GCP Boleh in Malaysia. Hi, Shafras.
hi Shafras.
All right,
Okay,
let's get into this.
all right. So for those of you who have yet to see our posters yet, so I was wondering, Janice, would you like to share with the community about our GCP Boleh challenge for this year?
Absolutely. So this year, and it runs for 3 weekends. So you have like 3 solid weekends to work on the many quests that it's available. It's all about big data and machine learning. So if you go through the vast amount of modules that's available that you can pick from, you're learning a lot about data science, big data, machine learning, and we hope that this will actually help you, whether it's in your personal learning or your career development.
All right. Okay, so yeah, when we started sharing about GCP Boleh this season, many of our participants they have been a part of this like since the first season, and of course we have new participants as well, and yeah, they were asking what is GCP Boleh all about. So yeah, Janice, over to you.
Yeah, I know like about a good half of the room are like, seasoned GCP Boleh participant, and the other half of the room are like completely new to this. And I think that's the beauty of this community and this program as well. So GCP Boleh is an online self-study program, that provides developers in Malaysia with access to hands-on Google Cloud Labs. While learning alongside this supportive community of peers like Amrita and the GDG Cloud Kuala Lumpur community as well. So although it's a self-study program, you do have a community where you can ask questions with and brainstorm different ideas with. And one of the best feedback that I've heard from those who have attended is that they find that this 1 month process is a really great opportunity for them to learn new tools, test out new tools in like a sandbox environment where it's free, so they could access Looker, try that out, play around with BigQuery and understand what are all the features that is available before they decide maybe in future whether or not to dive deeper into this one topic. So yeah, I'm very excited that you're all here and excited to do this study jam together as a community.
Same here. Yeah, so since we were talking about this online self-study program, right? Yeah, I understand like many of us previously we used to meet up, right? And we used to have all these study jams at some really amazing places where we get to network and also, help each other. So this time onwards it's a little different. I think that, you know, in a way we're missing the part where we get to see each other and, network and all. But one thing I noticed that, is an advantage for many of us is that previously we were only getting people around our area joining the study jams, and then like now we have people from different parts of Malaysia joining us, and that was really amazing for me to see. And it really made me happy to see, now we have the opportunity to not just connect with the ones in KL but also people from different states, so whether it's Johor or Pahang or wherever they are, they get to be a part of this community and they get to, ask questions and reach out to us every time, they have anything to, if there's any challenges that they face. So, yeah. So for
Yeah,
those of you
actually,
who are
why don't you
missing,
go
yeah,
to the comments, and just put which city you're from? Because I just realized that, we
yeah,
got GDG Cloud KL, but I'm sure there are a lot of people from different cities. Why don't you put, or different states, put your where you're from in the comments so we know how vast this community is. Or is
yeah.
everyone from KL here?
Oh, so I just saw someone. Kian Yang Li is from Penang. So hi there, Kian Yang Li.
There is a GDG Penang. It's called
Yeah.
GDG Georgetown. So yeah, if you just Google like Google Developer Group, oh yeah, yeah. If you go to GDG Georgetown, you'll be able to find they have a Facebook group, and yeah, they also have a Slack channel. I think it's called GDG Malaysia, and yeah, and KL and Penang both have groups there. So
Yeah.
okay, great. Now you find your tribe in your local community.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to our next section. Okay, so for those of you who have asked us, like, why should we join GCP Boleh, right? So, yeah, Janice, do you have something to share? I think we have some amazing news to share.
Actually, originally I planned this like really nice, great answer, but then after looking at the comments and everything, I'm like, I will start with the most obvious. You're gonna get sex.
Yay!
Yeah, so well, the of course, there is like incentivization, right? So if you complete tier one, which is just 6 quests, really not challenging at all. For 6 quests, you get like the basic set of swags available. So you get a t-shirt, the cap, the tote bag, and some stickers that you can put on your laptop. And if you finish 14 quests on tier two, you also get a Google Cloud backpack as well. So but why we're all here besides amazing swag is also to learn together. And I think earlier on I mentioned about this being like a great opportunity to learn with a community that is learning together. And I think sometimes when we're doing things on our own, we maybe you go to GitHub and ask a question and then you hope that somebody answer you, or you go looking for an answer and hope that you find something that's close. But now when you are actually doing this together, everyone is doing it within this 3 weeks, and we're on the same Slack channel. And if you ask questions, there has to be someone who's went through that and be able to help to answer. And of course, because you've gone through it, we'll love that as a part of the community that you also contribute back to this community that you're taking away from, and learn from each other. I think Amrita and I was talking about how although kind of it's the world semi-open, but we're still stuck at home very much and being safe. And this is, opportunity cost, right? You're stuck at home, might as well learn something and earn some swags and meet some new friends in your country. So I hope this gives you a good reason to join GCP Boleh. I mean, more than anything, I think the ability to actually test out new tools via the Cloud Study Jam environment is probably the best reasons to do this.
I totally agree with what Janice just said. So I think like while we're on this, right, there's something that that we were talking about as well earlier. So I remember like back then when I was in university still. So like we used to get super excited every time we know like there's GCP Boleh, right? I think it was the first season, and the thing is, some of us are major procrastinators. So we would wait till the very last week to complete it, right? All the quests. So yeah, I noticed like some of us, what we do is like we would try to just finish it all up within the last 2 days, to ensure that we get those swags.
Wait,
So
how do you do 14 quests in 2 days?
you don't sleep. So that's
There is like a top tip cheat there that I don't want to know. What are you going to
so
learn? What are you going to learn in 2 days?
exactly. So this is something I want to just make sure that everyone is mindful of. So try to take the time to go through the quests and like the labs that you go through. Try to understand what you do and not just copy and paste it and get it done with. I know getting the swags is like super exciting. That's like one of the major highlights. But yeah, do take the time to do it part by part and understand what you're doing. Also, I noticed like sometimes when we just copy and paste it, we might miss out some minor details that might end up causing us frustrated because like it might not complete because you missed out something. So yeah, if we don't exactly understand what we're doing, we wouldn't know exactly what's the issue, right? So for instance, we want to create something, but it just doesn't show that you've completed that part. Like you feel that you've done it, but you've followed the steps, you've copied and pasted everything mentioned there, but you would have forgotten that you're supposed to fill up the name there. But yeah, so if you just copy and paste it, you wouldn't notice that, right? So yeah, do take the time to read through the materials and also understand what you're doing. So yeah, so that's just a quick reminder for everyone.
Yeah, I love that your top tip is to actually learn properly. But I think a healthy number to look at probably is like one or two quests a day, because that's where you really have the time to look through. So if you want to get to like top tier of like 14 quests, you can actually then you still have plenty of time, even if you were to do one or two a day, to get through the 3 weekends. And know that although the GCP Boleh runs for 3 weekends, the access to Google Cloud Skills Boost runs for 1 month. So even after it finished, you still have access to it for another week or so. So feel free to take that time as well to explore different modules and tools that might interest you, even outside of this thematic, BigQuery and machine learning phase. There's still a lot of different Google Cloud Labs that's available, so you have a little bit more time to play with it.
Absolutely. All right, then I hope you're all super excited with all these opportunities that you would get out of this
More
challenge.
research.
Also, I think Janice had a question for the floor when it comes to the swags.
Um, I'm sorry. Actually, I just I think my sound turned off for a minute, so I
Oh, okay, no worries.
was there a question? Sorry.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so I was just sharing with the community that for other events that are coming up. So, you might have a
Oh,
question for them, right?
yes. Okay. We were talking about this earlier. So that part of this is getting some free swags, and we wanted to hear from you. This is not gonna change this round of swags, but wanted to hear crowdsource some ideas. What are some of the best swags that you receive, or what are some swags that you would love to get from us? If we just go to the comments and just put in some ideas. We actually are doing, I mean, just so you know, in case you have friends in Singapore, we're actually also doing a modular GCP, which is the exact same study jam in Singapore. And we just did our kickoff webinar there as well. And some of the suggestions was like, um, I'm not sure if it's a joke, but they were saying they have a lot of GCP like t-shirt, but maybe they want some pants or socks. But and one of those that I think it's an amazing idea that we haven't thought about, but we are actually looking into it right now, is certification courses after. So when you finish this learning, that you could maybe get credits or discount or certification course. But yeah, I wanted to hear from you all, like what kind of swags do you think you would want to receive in future? Nothing. Everybody's happy with t-shirts and backpacks.
When you mentioned that socks is an option, right? It reminded me of those cute avocado shorts socks that you get at H&M. I'm not sure if you've seen those,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Actually, I went because somebody suggested socks, so I went to Google like tech swag socks, and there was this startup that does this socks that is so funny. So they basically make special design socks of every possible online scam you can think of. So they have one that is about, I'm a Nigerian prince, and then another one is, something to do with like, some I love you, and send me some money kind of thing. But I just thought it was hilarious. So they basically just send out swags of all this online scam because they're like a tech startup. And yeah, I mean, we're probably not gonna do that, but but yeah, would love anyone. Okay, wait, stress ball. Wow, damn, stress ball. Okay, I mean, like, I'm
That
so
sounds
sorry to hear
interesting.
that. So so when you're working, sometimes you just need to like squeeze your angst in something.
I think I can
Black
totally
sugar.
relate to that.
Oh, really? Are you a stress ball person?
Um, I I'm not really the stress ball person, kind of person, but the other day I think like the past 2 weeks have been pretty hectic at work and
Yeah.
stuff, right? So and I noticed like squeezing something did release all the stress. So that's when I saw this and I was like, it's
No,
actually
I've
a good
never tried
idea.
that before. I think the only time I squeeze the Swiss ball is when Swiss ball stress ball is when you go to the clinic and they try to take your blood or do an injection. So my connotation with like stress ball is not good because I hate needles. So it's like, oh, stress ball. Okay, I don't want that. But okay, make it like for me when I get a stress ball, I know it's because somebody's going to try and stress me out. So
Oh.
I'm glad to hear that that is an option. I'm sure we can send everybody stress ball for one of the events,
Yeah, I
Rita.
guess like when you can't complete a lab or something, you could just use the stress ball. It might come in like handy during.
We must think of what is written on that stress ball because it has to be like something funny, right? So that when you look at it, it makes you laugh. I remember there was this bracelet that I bought once before, and you know how there are a lot of these like Zen bracelet, and it goes like breathe, love, like laugh, and then that one just said happy like bird, and I'm like, oh my god,
Oh,
every time I see it.
that's cute.
I know it's so random. So every time I see that bracelet and it says "happy like bird," it just makes me laugh. So I love it. So we must think about what goes on that stress ball.
Hmm.
Great idea. And what
Yeah,
else is
okay.
there?
We have few other.
Tumblr. Okay, yeah, we can do Tumblr. Um, when you think Tumblr, actually, is it like Tumblr? Is it like a big mug cup that you drink, or is it like a water bottle? Yeah, you can put
Oh,
your notes here. We can see from Kenya. I can black Google T-shirt. Okay,
I
GCP
think it's
certificate.
something like what I have right now. If you
Yeah.
joined DevFest last year, you would have gotten this.
Oh yeah. Well, DevFest is still coming up. This is
Yeah.
DevFest season, so maybe you should keep an eye out, folks, because you could get another T-shirt. So yeah, Rita's telling. But we were just discussing earlier why this time around it's like why we didn't do black because we have so many black Google T-shirts. We
That's
decided
right.
to do something different. So you might have to like wait a while when we are like, oh, our black T-shirts worn out. We're gonna circle back to it because the best thing about being a community organizer is you get to influence the swags. Because I mean, for Amrita, I think you produced what you wanted to wear for that fest, right?
I mean, I don't want to say it out, but yeah, I think that's a
I mean, it's
preference as
very
well.
honest.
Yeah.
It is, you know what, that is a benefit, of being a community volunteer and lead. And Amrita, she spends so much of her personal time, like, this is just not her full-time job, right? A full-time job, she's working at Accenture. So this is like, in the evening, on her weekends and her free time. And she is so passionate about community and meeting other developers and learning together, that she's doing this out of love and passion. So she deserves to make the swags that she wants to have. So yeah, if you actually, I'm not sure if you're looking for volunteers. Are you,
Yes,
Rita?
we are.
You are? Okay,
We'll
yeah.
actually be posting it towards the end of this year because we want to start recruiting our volunteers for next year. So yeah, so do look out for that. And yeah, your preference would be taken into consideration every time we have swags coming up as well.
Yeah,
So
and then the Rita will like set up a what color T-shirt would you like, and then
yeah.
oh,
So also, if you have any other suggestions, please do feel free to put it in our chat today. Okay, we have more here.
okay,
Cap.
cap. Well, if you finish this, you get caps because I know it's maybe a little bit dark, but the cap is actually in there just before the T-shirt in the center bottom. So yeah, there's
Yeah, over
caps.
here, if you guys
Yeah,
can see.
GCP credit. When you sign up for a new GCP account, you get $300. You do get some GCP credits, and in the meantime, in this 1 month, you can work with you can use all the different tools and learn together. Lanyard. That's interesting. Lanyard. You know, now because pre-COVID, I love lanyards because staff pass and things. But now that I'm working from home, I never use my lanyard anymore. I don't even think about it anymore. But yeah, lanyard. Is that something that you all have ever produced before, Amrita?
I mean, like during our events, we do provide them the lanyard, right? For
Yeah,
like, you know,
it's like a freebie that comes with your name badge.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
no,
never
that's
thought
good.
that people are, actually interested in that though. That's
I know.
something
It's like
new
over
for
the
me.
years, we have like this. I'm not sure if y'all do it. Like after the event, you come home and then you hang it somewhere, and then you have this like pile of lanyards that
Yeah,
just hanging somewhere. And initially, when you first start doing it, it's almost like a badge of honor of all these events that you go to. And then after a while, you're like, man, dust, and there's so much of it,
exactly.
and you just like clutter. But okay, I'm so happy to hear that people are thinking about lanyard. I mean, it's something that just kind of happened at a physical event that we don't even think about. But okay,
Yeah.
lanyard. Hey, I love the idea of lanyard. It's like cheap and cheerful. So bottle. Okay, I think Kenyan just now when you said tumbler bottle. Yeah, okay, we can definitely look into that. Bottles. I love that now there are all these like sustainable options, right? Like bamboo
Yeah.
bottles or those. I love the collapsible one because then if you bring out the bottle and you finish drinking, it doesn't still need to take the shape of a bottle. You can just like flatten it. I love those. So okay, we make the swags that we want to have. Now I'm so excited by the idea. So okay,
Oh, this is an interesting one.
you just want to like blow my entire budget on like if we actually if we very realistically look at it like Chromebook would be like if you complete the quest, maybe the top three quest completer will get a Chromebook. The rest of you, better luck next time. We'll have like a
That'd be more
leaderboard.
of a challenge then.
I know it'll be like a leaderboard, and then every day you're doing quests, and then somebody will be like do one quest extra, and then like at midnight everybody's just submitting all their quests.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think it won't. Unfortunately, that one is probably a little bit challenging to both, get a budget as well to deliver because then there's so much consideration of like sending out such a big electronic. Well, I see Wei Yan suggested a smaller electronic, Google Home Mini. Actually, I believe the first season, I think we gave Google Chromecast, if I'm not wrong. I think that was for the first season. So yeah, maybe one day we can circle back to that. Thanks, Wei Yan, for the great idea. Wei Yan actually leads up GDG Cloud in Singapore, so he's also one of the community leads. Actually, the idea of like having jogger pants and socks came from Wei Yan. So
Oh,
yes, he says that he think it'd be quite funny if he wears like a Google cap, a Google T-shirt, Google pants, Google socks, and he was saying Google shoes, but we're like, I don't even know where to begin. Maybe we can go to Crocs and get one of the buttons and you can put onto your Crocs, Wei Yan.
I remember getting sunglasses last time for
Oh,
GDSC.
did
Yeah,
you like
that was,
it?
I used it probably twice. I don't think I used it. But COVID happened after that, so I didn't have an opportunity to actually use those sunglasses again. So
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's quite weird because I have worn sunglasses out a few times where I don't feel like putting on my face, and then when you put the mask on and you put the sunglasses on and you walk out, you almost feel like one of those celebrities trying to hide away from someone because you're all covered up, almost scary. I mean, yeah. I'm like, sometimes I feel like I need to look even more glamorous when I do that because you're like, oh, is she someone we should know? Headphones. Yeah, I love the idea of headphones actually, but the thing is, headphones. Okay, this is actually something that's been discussed before. With some folks in the communities, that it's very personal, and there's a chance that when you send the headphones, that it is, some people like wired, some people like wireless, some people like in ear, some people like it not to go in ear, some people like it
Mhm.
over the ear. So it's so personal that it's something that we haven't gone down the path before. I think in Indonesia they did it once with headphones. But yeah, that's a great idea. Wait, okay, I see this like Google Chatbot. I'm
Oh,
I'm still by this one. How do you give a Google Chat? I mean, I can go to Dialogflow and create one that talks to you.
next quest to take then.
Like so what happens? Like, is it like a virtual thing where the swag is a chatbot and it, it can be your actually it's funny because to me the Google Home, like the assistant in the home, is like a chatbot, right? And
Hmm.
I live alone and I have an unhealthy relationship with my Google Home. So I'll come home like, hey Google, I'm home, and it usually say something really nice and start playing the music I like. So So yeah, I can see why you want a Google chatbot. It will be embedded into the Google Home, and it'll be your best friend. It tells jokes, it reads you poem, and it tells the silliest stories. If you have a Google Home, you need to tell it to tell you a story right away because Google's humor is like top notch.
The dream roommate then.
Well, yeah, because it can do no wrong. If not, you just be like, Google, stop. Yeah,
All
actually,
right
the
then.
poetry one's pretty good. All right, I think we've kind of gone through. Okay,
Yeah,
there's maybe one more that I thought it's quite fun. Ang pao packets for Deepavali. Okay, it may be a little bit late because Deepavali is like next week.
next week. Yeah.
But actually, that's such a great idea. Ang pao packets, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Next
something for
time.
people to think about.
Next time. We'll
All right.
definitely keep this in our.
Okay, before
Oh,
we spend the rest of the session just talking about sex, we better move on to the next thing. But
yeah.
great
We'll
ideas,
definitely
everyone.
look into this. So thanks for sharing this, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so this is something I just wanted to share. So one of our participants shared this with us, saying that it was an amazing experience and challenge that he took last year, and I'm so glad to know that it helped him to get the Google Cloud Associate Cloud Engineer and the swags, of course. So yeah, it really makes us happy to see the impact that we're creating in all of our lives, right, through our events. So please do share with us your experience, and we would like to know, how much more we can help you guys and how we can support you. So yeah, thanks a lot to our participant who shared this with us. Yeah, we would love to know your feedback so we can support you more. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
love seeing this on your Facebook account. Actually, I remember when that comment appeared on your Facebook page, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad it helped someone." Because it's such a great story to know that this is a positive community impact and it's helping you be successful, because one of the reasons this community exists as well, for Amrita, is to help the developer community in Malaysia be successful. And so I was so happy to hear that some of these programs that were put together with the local Google developer group team has managed to achieve that. And if you have stories about how this has impacted you or how this has benefited you, we will love to hear about it. Whether you can just put it into the Facebook channel and put in a comment, or on the Slack channel. And actually, after the campaign end, there is a feedback form, and we'll love to hear it as well if there are things that has benefited you even in the past season. And maybe we could tell your story. Maybe we can put it onto the Facebook page and talk a little bit about you and your experience, and inspire the community as well. I think we all could use a little bit more positive inspiration, and or to see the role models within our community as well.
Absolutely. All right. So yeah, moving
A
on.
very
I
long
would.
list.
Yeah, we have a very, very long list. So there you go.
Actually, I wanted to share a little bit about this, and this might actually address some of the questions that we've already seen come up. And again, because this is a community effort, and it's in a Slack channel, we have real time feedback. Some of the things that's happened is, I think originally the compulsory module that needed to be done um, was, I think, insights from data with BigQuery. And many people said that, hey, this was actually a module in previous seasons of GCPboleh. So now, because of that, you couldn't get access to the 1 month free credit. So you should have by now received a second email with an alternative compulsory module. And this module, you have not been featured in the past before. So you will still be able to get this free access, because I think some people were suggesting, just create a new email account, a dev profile, and then you can continue doing it. But we want to make sure that you get to capture all of your learnings in one account, so you have like in your dev profile all the modules and things that you have learned. So we've helped to navigate that. And then we had another feedback about how if you have done both the past GCPboleh before, now there are only 10 modules that you can complete. So you cannot get to tier 2 or 14 quests. So if you notice, Rita have put together a list of 6 new modules at the bottom. So there's like exploring data with Looker, Migrate, MySQL, data to cloud, and a few others. And these 6 modules have not been featured before in past GCPboleh. So you still can get to 14 labs this time, even though you have done the last 2 GCPboleh. So thank you again, for always sharing your challenges and feedback, because that helps us make it even better experience for you and the community. So I hope that now, with so much opportunity, I mean, you just need to pick like minimum 6, right, to get the lowest tier of SEC, or like 14 to do this. And yeah, I hope that you'll be able to get through this and earn some SECs. Do you have a favorite module here, Amrita? I hope I'm not putting you in a spot. Like, you have to pick a favorite. Like, is there any particular one that shouts out to you,
I think
or you're excited about?
the one that, yeah, the baseline data MLAI. So that actually gives me really great memories, because that was the last cloud study jam, a physical event that we had, um I think last year. Yeah, so when I saw this, it actually brought back a lot of good memories for me, because so back then we were having this physical event with you know students around University of Malaya joining in. And yeah, this is probably a story that I've shared quite a number of times. So there was this um, group of boys who joined the study jam, and towards the end, like while we were networking and we were wrapping up, they came to us and they said that they traveled all the way from Johor to join the study jam over the weekend. So it wasn't a public holiday or anything. It was just over the weekend, just to join our study jam. They traveled all the way from Johor to KL, and this is something I was truly surprised. At the same time, I was, inspired, how we're creating this impact in our community. And I realized, this is something that I would want to do more, because, this is not just helping out the people around me, but we're reaching out to so many people. So, yeah, I think that this would be my all-time favorite, because like I would never forget this.
I love
Um,
I love that story of how it the impact that you bring, just not to just the Kuala Lumpur community, but even to different regions that might not have access to it. And I know how you feel, because when we were doing physical event once before, and it was like morning Saturday or something, and somebody mentioned that they actually, like a group of friends from Batam in Indonesia, they took a ferry to Singapore to attend the event. And I was like, wait, so you actually are based in Batam, Indonesia, and you actually like gather, a group of like developer friends, and like, we're gonna go to Singapore and attend this, event together. And yeah, that's the same feeling. I was like, oh my god, people, when they really want to learn and when they want to meet their tribe of like-minded folks, this is, physical events, and this Google developer group community is how they get together, and we love these stories. So when we get back to physical events again, and you've commuted super far to get to Kuala Lumpur to join Amrita's, event, let her know so that she can go like, oh yes, this is good. we
I think
we
this really gets us going as well as community organizers, right? Knowing
Yeah.
that, we're actually supporting everyone to, progress in their learnings. And yeah, so do share your stories with us. That's definitely something that keeps us going.
Yeah, so many times people think that, oh, the story is maybe like just personal, or it's like, oh, it's not important, or it's like not a big deal. But it does really inspire people, and we love to hear it. So let us know, like ping us on the side when something like this, if you hear this, people around you doing that, or whether you have commuted a long way, or how committed you are to actually be a part of the community. Share that with us. And well, the good thing about this online GCP Boleh is that there's no borders anymore, right? It's like the whole Malaysia is welcome to attend and join this together. And on the Slack channel, it's growing very quickly as well. So you can, I think this morning I took a look at it. It was like over 300 people on, yeah, in it. So actually, that I think we have over close 1,000 or over 2,000. No, okay, over 1,000, close to 2,000 people registered to join us. So actually, not everybody is on the Slack channel yet, but we'll probably just remind them again, let them know, hey, the Slack channel exists. And if you have not already joined us, that's really a great place to get your answers and resource. And what we really love for you to do is to help to answer questions too.
Yeah, I think that's like a great learning process as well. So, you know, when we complete the labs, we probably get a certain amount of understanding, right? And when we start answering other people's questions, I feel like that's like the best way for me personally to, better strengthen my understanding in a certain topic. So, yeah, please do try answering other questions as well, because you're not just helping the community, but you're also helping yourself, right?
Yeah,
But of course,
absolutely.
we would also be there to answer your questions, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, like I always do find that for the best way to learn as well is to help or teach somebody. In fact, I think I'm not sure whether you have the same problem, Rita, but very often when we ask to speak about a certain topic, occasionally I get asked to speak on topics that I don't have a ready presentation on, but I think like, yeah, I could speak to that. And then I ended up preparing the presentation slides and preparing on my speaker notes, and I have to do all this research and prep work for that talk. And when I actually do that, I end up learning so much in the process. So even for this lesson, we're doing something together. When people ask questions, maybe they are seeing things from a different perspective, or maybe some of the challenges they're like, I didn't really think about that. And when you actually experiment with it a little bit yourself, or when you actually articulate and break it down for someone, you get even better at it. So yeah, we'll love that everybody kind of contribute that as well. I noticed there's a note to say, to join the Slack channel. We'll
Mhm.
share that link in a little bit,
Yep.
in both in the chat and the room. And yes, you can definitely join. But if you go to the email that's been sent to you with the link to access Google Cloud Skills Boost, there is also a link there to the Slack channel, so you should be able to find it within the email.
All right.
If not, it's also on the website. So if you go to goo.gle/GCPboleh, it's also on the website. There's a Slack channel there, and you can just click through to that as well. Hope that
Yeah, I'll
helps.
probably put this up so you guys know where to go to. So this is the website that Janice just mentioned.
Yeah.
So yeah, feel free to check that out. All the links can be found there as well.
Yep. Yep. All right. And
Okay.
okay, yeah, how to get started. Okay, we know because I think everybody got the links probably like Thursday, Friday, you probably already logged in. But if you are still having challenges or you haven't logged in yet, you can either go to this link or QR code scan it, or it'll be in the comments description of this video. It's also in the email that's been sent to you, and it's also on the website. And you can watch this YouTube video with a step-by-step instruction on how to use and how to access your 1 month free credit. So this is a step-by-step instruction, and know that you need to complete. There's this one compulsory module where there's two options now, depending on which one you want to start with, but there is a compulsory module. So you have to complete the compulsory module before you get a 1 month free access. So I think there are some challenges people have had around why I didn't get access, because maybe you log in and then you're like, I don't want to do this module, I'll do something else, and then you use up your credit on a different module that is not the compulsory module. So make sure that if you are getting the link from the email, just read the email clearly and see what is that one compulsory module, and make sure you complete that to get the a 1 month free thing. And I think the another frequently asked question was, how come after I completed the module the free access didn't appear right away? And Amrita had a great answer for that earlier when we were going through the questions. You want to share your quick answer to that?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we've listed down the steps here. So even the email that you received has actually mentioned all the steps in the video as well. So just to remind you guys again, I'll probably go through this real quick. So a quick tip is like try to use the incognito window, because we've noticed that while you're using it, you accidentally end up being logged into other accounts. So that is a possibility. So try to use the incognito window on your browser and use the link that was provided in the email. Try not to use other links that you've obtained from like other places or something. So make sure you use the link provided. And yeah, so once you've clicked on the link, you can log in or sign up if you're new to the platform. And yeah, so once you have logged in, ensure that you enroll to the quest that has been mentioned, the mandatory quest. So right now we have two options, right? So I believe you would have received the emails by now. So when you click on enroll to the quest, you would receive 9 credits by default, right? And once you have received those 9 credits, you can start with one lab. Make sure you finish up the lab, and yeah, within a few minutes, you would see at the top right that you've received 1 month free subscription, right? So yeah, I've noticed that some of you even after you've completed the lab, you've mentioned that the 1 month subscription isn't there yet. So don't worry about that. Just wait for a few minutes, it should pop up, and if it doesn't, feel free to reach out to us. And yeah, so once you have completed the lab, yeah, you're free to go and explore all the many quests that we have shared with you. So yeah, you can start working on it. Yeah, I hope that would help you guys out. All right.
Yeah, thanks for being so detailed, and if you watch the video and you see all this instruction, you still can't get it, then join us on the Slack channel and we'll help to troubleshoot with you. Oh, actually, the other thing is, if when you're in the Google Cloud Skills Boost platform, in the corner there is a little bubble there. There is like a help support, and the chat support is very helpful because they can then see your own individual problem. So if you have any trouble, even after all of these, that is probably the first port of call. You can just like click into the chat bubble and they'll be able to answer you. They're very, very good.
Yeah, I think I've used that before, and I can assure you guys that you would get a response as soon as possible. So, yeah, do try that out as well.
Yeah, I was sharing that with Wayne the other day, that once, like we have a official email that we write to troubleshoot problems for our our different programs, and then they told me they'll get back to me by the end of the day. So I went to the chat bubble and asked my questions there, and they gave me the answer right away. Even I, as
See?
a like I'm from Google and I have an email to, shortcut email them, and they told me you get 1 day before you get a response. I went to the chat bubble and I got the answer right away. So even I use that chat bubble when I'm having trouble. So yeah, that is the best place for you to get started if you're having any challenges. And we hope that, by now it'll be super clear and you're already excited and getting into the groove of starting off your learning journey.
Awesome. All right.
Oh, okay. Most
The fun
important
part.
part of the day. How to redeem the swags. This is very important because previously I think there's been people who completed the entire study jam and they didn't finish this final step, and then so they didn't get the swags. So
Oh
it
no.
is not by default that when you complete the all your labs that you will get the swag, because we don't know who you are, we don't know where you live. So to redeem the swags, okay, we don't track you that way, okay? So When you finish, you need to go to the website, or in the email is there is this link on redeeming a swag. It's a Google form. You'll go in there, you will put in your Google Cloud Skills Boost profile. Actually, I probably should address this. So every time I say Google Cloud Skills Boost, I have to like think this entire row, because it used to just be called Quick Labs. And a lot of questions have been like, how is this different from Quick Labs? It is the same, but it's been rebranded. So Google Cloud Skills Boost is the new platform. So we still need your ID. And actually, with the Quick Labs profile ID, it is the same way that you used to get it for those of you who have joined before. So you need to copy and paste that ID in for us, and then let us know where you live and everything. Because if we don't have the information, we don't know that you have completed, we don't know where you live, and we can't send a swag to you. The deadline for the swag completion form is the same deadline as the closing of this campaign. So on the 14th of November, just make sure when you've completed your last module, your 14 lab or your 6 lab or however much that you want to do, maybe you're an overachiever and you finish all 30 labs, just go in there, put in your link, and then let us know how to get the swags across to you, and we will send it to you. So again, the deadline is on the 14th of November by the end of the day. So once you complete your lab, just put it in there, and this will be how you redeem the swags. Again, it's on the website and everything. So if you have any challenges, we will also send a reminder via email and put it onto the Slack channel to remind you to redeem your swags, because we really want to get it to you.
Awesome. So remember, guys, 14th of November.
Yep. What a fabulous
Okay.
time. I
All
love
right.
this music.
So
So cute.
so now it's our Q&A time. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments section. And yeah, I think we have a number of questions that were frequently asked by the participants on our Slack channel. So I guess we'll bring that up meanwhile. Yeah, just a moment. Let me.
Yeah, I think earlier on we probably addressed quite a number of the questions, but if there are any more, keep it coming. We're here to help you. This is why we have this kickoff webinar, to address any questions that you might have. So if you're having any other challenges, this is the time to let us know, or even feedback. I registered but did not receive any email. Okay, if you registered before the 28th of October, so like maybe you registered on the 20th of October or 25th of October, the email only came to you on the 27th night. Actually, I think it was past midnight. So it would have been on 28th October, like first thing in the morning, it would be like 12 midnight or something. You would have received the email. If you registered right now, for example, the email actually come to you is automated, so it should be almost immediately. And if you didn't get it almost immediately, and this is actually unfortunately something that we've noticed before, because we when we send out, we get return mails, is that sometimes people put in a wrong email address. So when you fill up the form, you also get a copy of your response. So maybe just take a quick look and just check that you got the email address correct. If not, just drop us a note in the Slack channel. You should be able to get all this information automatically by now. So yeah, let us know if you still have any challenges. The alternative is also drop us an email if you have any challenges. It's very simple. It's gcpboleh@google.com. So we have our team there. We try and answer as quickly as we can, but we're kind of also office hours. If you're in a Slack channel, maybe when I'm having dinner or something and I check my Slack, I will help to reply as well. But if you're sending into the email, just know that we run office hours, so just bear with us if it's over the weekend. Okay.
All right. Also, just to remind you guys, if you've noticed that it's not on your in your inbox, do check your spam messages as well. It might have gotten there. So yeah, do check that as well before you reach out.
Yeah, actually, I saw in the Slack channel some people mentioned that they found it in their spam inbox, and they were having a laugh about how even Google's email go into the spam inbox. Yes, we are equal opportunity people, so it happens. So yeah, check your spam inbox. Our algorithm works for all spams, even when they are
Oh,
not spams. All right.
okay.
Next.
Another question here was if this challenge is only open to new users. So I think we've addressed that earlier. No, you can always join even if you've done this before. So that's the
Yes.
reason why there are many other options as well, right? And there are like two different mandatory quests which you can, get your free subscription from as well. So yeah, I hope this answers your question.
Yep.
Okay.
Labs are offline due to maintenance. Okay, this is new to me, so I'll need to find out about this. Wondering if the quest will not be counted as completed since we have a missing lab. Yes, for a quest to be completed, all the labs will have to be completed. But if you mention the labs are offline, if you don't mind, like whether on the Slack channel or email, probably just drop us a note on which is the lab that you saw have that problem, and let us look into it. I'm hoping that it's maybe like a short one-time off thing and it's back online, because these are, we actually checked on all the labs before we put it up, so it might have just happened without us knowing. So just let us know, whatever we can try and resolve quickly, we'll do that. Or maybe we can even find out from them, like, when will this be online again? Maybe in the next day, or whether this lab needs to be deprecated or something. So sorry about this issue that you're having. We will look into this. Whoever actually maybe dropped this note, if you don't, I believe this came from the Slack channel, right, Amrita?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
I've
yeah.
asked
So,
them to send us like which lab it is, so I hope that they would get back to us on that soon.
yeah, okay. Yeah, let us know with as much detail as possible so that we can resolve this problem, not just for you, but for the whole community as well. So thanks for flagging this. Okay.
Okay, there's another question.
I'm not gonna answer this question the way I think you want me to. However, when we receive the form for when you complete the site, is basically every unique email that qualifies as a unique Google developer profile that qualifies for the site. So we're not going to go into every single one and check your Facebook and LinkedIn and make sure that you are all like independent person. But for this, with the spirit of learning, how can you do all this twice in 3 weekends, 14 labs? It's like, are you going to be learning, or is this kind of like you finish it the first time and then you are doing a revision? I don't know, but if you really, really are, make so much effort to do it, yeah, you probably deserve it. It's one of those, don't ask, don't tell. Yeah. So, yeah, we don't check it uniquely that way, but we do ask that when you complete, right? You're meant to do a social post to say, I've completed GCPboleh. So that one will know if maybe you do two different social posts. I don't know. So yeah, I hope they were all here for the learning, and I appreciate that you're trying to get more t-shirts. Is it because there are not enough physical events, and because he's not making enough t-shirts that you feel like you needed like 2 extra t-shirts here? Actually, it was funny. The Google Developer Group Singapore lead Julius, he was saying that because there's so little events and swags in this past 2 years because of COVID, that he's actually got to go out and buy t-shirts, and that's and that's when he realized that he needed to do more events because he has no more t-shirts to wear. So yeah,
I can
if that's
actually
the
relate
case,
to that. There
you
was
can
this
relate to
point of
that.
no, there was this point of time I never had to get any t-shirts, like I get it all from these events. Like I don't even have to go out and get for t-shirts. But like now I've noticed that I've used them all up. Like every time we have these monthly webinars, I would usually try to wear these t-shirts that I've gotten, right? But now I feel like I have to repeat the same ones, which is kind of sad, but
It's so funny that you said it, because then what you're trying to do is to make sure that you're appearing with a different t-shirt as well. I'm
yes.
completely different. So, okay, so I do online events a lot, and I have a uniform. So I actually have only 3 tops that I wear. So it's
Also,
like
this
one
is one of them.
this is one of them. So it's like, just for the call, I have just these 3 tops. One is red, one is yellow, and one is black. And it's depending on what event it is and whether, yeah. But I only have 3 tops that I wear. So it's just so funny to hear that you actually actively try not to repeat your clothes. Whereas I have a uniform. So when I run an event, I'm like, which one should I wear today? Like it'll be one of these 3, and I don't even wear them out. They are like my indoor event day clothes.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well,
So
let's see if there are any more questions we need to get through. I'm just conscious that we're probably running out in 5 minutes, so let's
yeah,
try
I
and get
think
through as many questions
that
as we can.
it for
That's
our
it.
questions.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, we've managed to answer all the questions that we got from
Ahead of time.
participants.
Well done,
Yeah,
us.
I think the rest of the questions, yeah, we have answered it like during our session earlier. So like, like how long it would take. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we've addressed this earlier. So
And then
yeah.
off and on again.
And yeah, as Janice mentioned, it. I mean, off and on always works. I mean, most of the time, it does work. So do that. Yeah. So someone asked if we would be providing any guidance. So the video, like we showed earlier, it's up in our email itself. So the email that you received, scroll down a little, and you can find the videos there.
And of
Yeah.
course, everything
So
just went through a step-by-step, 9-step instruction on how to do it. So yeah,
yeah, you
you
can
can watch.
rewatch this video as well.
Yes, it will be available on Facebook and YouTube after this. So you can go back and hear Amrita, walk you through that again. So yeah, and we also again we have an instructional video with captions and everything. Our team is this amazing girl who helped us put that video together, Febra, and so there is like a step by step, video instruction on how to get the credits as well as how to get the swag. So hopefully that addresses everything. Then I
Yep.
see so many comments about sweater and hoodies. I this is a funny one. Okay, we're both in the same part of the world, right? It's so hot all the time. When do you wear a sweater or a hoodie? I mean, do you just wear it indoor because you blast the aircon? I mean, it's not like in the winter. Do you live in
I
Genting
think
Highland
it's
or
like
Kelvin Highland?
I think it's like for those seasonal hackathon participants, like um it's always very cold. It's always very cold when we go for hackathon.
Is
So
it?
I think that's probably the reason why they want sweaters or hoodies. Like I remember the last time I went for a hackathon, like I had 3 layers on and I was still shivering there.
Oh
So
dear.
yeah.
I mean, probably, that was like part of the strategy. Some places they give you like really hard chairs, so it's so uncomfortable. You don't sit there the whole day, don't camp there. And we just like make you like so cold so that you go home and then we can win.
Yeah, that's probably the reason. So I think that's why there are many requests for like, hoodies
Yeah,
and
there are so many hoodie requests. Okay, well, we'll definitely keep that in mind. Rita will keep it in mind. It seems like she also wants a hoodie. I think you have sold it to her, and now she's committed to it.
yeah, I mean like this I would definitely look into this. Like you brought it to my attention.
All right, hoodie it is. We're gonna figure that one out, and it's so cold in the mall. Yeah, I think that's something that is so funny for our region, because when I travel out of say like to Europe or in the colder countries, you go indoors, and indoors is so hot because it's heated, and I don't understand it because for me, when I go indoor, it has to be air conditioned, even if it's in winter. So when I look for a hotel, I'm always like, does it have air condition? Because I can't sleep with just the window open. Where's the ventilation? All that. So yeah. And when I've seen like foreigners when they come to like Singapore or Malaysia in the offices and in the mall, they are dressed in their winter clothes. They're like, why is it so cold indoors? And we're like, this is the way it should be.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, this is a different like cultural problem. And okay, hoodies are like for replacing shirts. I mean, you do need to wash your hoodies too, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. I
We
mean
can
like
definitely make some
obviously
hoodies.
we're not gonna change anything for this season. So these are only suggestions that we're looking into for other events. So don't worry, this is fixed.
Hey, Amrita,
Whatever. Yeah.
FS.
Yeah, so yeah, don't forget we have DevFest coming up soon. So yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see you all there as well.
maybe I
So
think you've convinced her to maybe make some of these swags.
yeah,
You should
you guys
attend that
have
first
definitely done that.
because some of these swags might make it into Rita's production list.
Absolutely. So make sure you join us there as well. Yeah. So
Well, this has been a fun Saturday morning. I can't think of a better way to like spend the Saturday morning and be with you all and having this fun time together. I love all the Slack ideas. Thank you for this suggestion. We're live on the Slack channel and we're there well, I'm not going to say 24/7, but we're all taking different time of the day. I'm retail works a day job. This is kind of my day job, so I'll try to answer you during the day, and we'll make sure that we cover all of your questions. And thanks again for joining us, and thanks for having me here today, Amrita.
Thank you for joining us, Janice, and thanks everyone for joining us. It has been really fun talking to all of you virtually. Yeah, I think these events really make our weekends as well, getting to know all
Yes.
these different ideas and all sharing our ideas with each other. So yeah, it's been really fun talking to all of you all. I hope you guys keep up the momentum and win all those awesome swags that you guys have been looking forward to, and also not to forget, pick up all these new skills, and you would have this tool belt of skills that would come in handy, not just for your daily application and your probably your career growth, and yeah, also to probably brag on LinkedIn and GitHub and all. Like, you can probably go there and show off what you have earned so far. So once again, thanks everyone for joining us. So that's it from us. Please do join our Slack channel for more updates and to ask questions. So yeah, that's it from me. Thanks everyone.
Thanks
All right,
all. Good to see you.
bye.
Bye.